Hello, welcome back. Today I am sharing my cruise must-haves. We have been cruising for 25 years, so we know a little something about cruising. I made my first video that went semi-viral, like has over 1 million views 10 years ago. I'm updating that must-have packing list today. Some of them have not changed, so that just shows you how good they are. And then a few have, and they're definitely things I can't be without. This was something on the original packing list, but we have updated this one. This is an extra outlet. This is cruise approved. You can't bring surge protectors on a cruise, but this one has extra outlets. A lot of the newer ships have plenty of outlets. It's really nice. They have them by the bed, different areas, but I always feel like, you still need more on a cruise ship. And again, depending on if you're an older ship, you will definitely want this. So it's just extra outlets, has USB, comes in handy. This goes with us everywhere, not just on a cruise ship. So this always travels with us with extra cords. I've mentioned in some of my other travel videos, which I will definitely link those below. I have a lot of Amazon favorites, so not just cruise specific. So if I don't mention something here and you're wondering about it, I have an Amazon storefront. I will link everything I'm speaking about below, and I'll also put those separate videos so you can see all my travel must-haves. But I've been speaking about these little clear bags for quite a while, and these would work great for putting your documents or your passports in. I've not found a great travel document holder that I love. Years ago, I had shown that little pencil case, and I still use that from time to time. I'm one of those, I like to still print out certain documents to have on hand because it never fails. Trying to pull them up on my phone, maybe the Wi-Fi is not working well, or just what have you. I like to have a hard copy printed out just in case. I'm one of those people just in case, as you'll see with some of these items. But anyway, I love these. They come in a pack, and they're great for just putting all kinds of things in. I have sunscreen in them. One thing I want to say is a must-have. On the back of here, you can see I have some Band-Aids. This is just kind of little miscellaneous things. But these sanitizing wipes, we have taken these on every trip for years and years, and they're definitely come in handy on a cruise ship, on an airplane. You can wipe down your tray table on a plane. What I specifically do for a cruise is I will wipe down door handles, the phone, the remote. Sometimes those get overlooked, and it just gives me better peace of mind. So anyway, these specific, these are like hospital grade wipes. So I like to have some kind of carry-on bag when you're getting on the ship that day, a backpack or a day bag that is multi-purpose. So I've mentioned before the Longchamp bags. These are my go-to. I like it because it folds up nice and flat, you can see, so you can put it in your luggage. So if you need extra space going home, maybe you bought a lot of souvenirs, or you could use it as your pool or beach bag, something like that. It doesn't have to be this exact one, but that way you're carrying on board your must-have items like your jewelry, your passport, anything expensive, that you want to keep with you. You definitely need some kind of bag. I actually just bought a new backpack that I've been traveling with, so this will probably go with me on our next cruise. And then I can always just put that bag inside of this one or inside my suitcase. But this is a new Bagolini backpack that I just love. So this would be a good option as well. That's something my husband has, is he usually takes a small backpack. So I'll just show you another use of those bags here. Sunscreen. That is something I would definitely bring on a cruise, because if you forget to bring it, it's often very expensive. Sometimes you might be able to find it in port. We just go ahead and bring it, put it in our checked luggage. This just shows a few that we always keep in this bag. But again, these bags are really great for just housing all kind of things. But I would definitely bring sunscreen, because if you've ever looked at the prices on the ship, they are very expensive. You're probably going to be paying like twice as much. So in more recent years, we have come to love these luggage tags. They often have them for the specific cruise lines, like we have them for Princess, Norwegian, Royal, Celebrity, whoever you're cruising with. And I just love them because you don't have to worry about your tag getting ripped off, just that paper tag. So we have used these for quite some time, and they are just plastic. I often find I have to maneuver them in here a little bit from what they say, the directions on the slip. Like it'll say fold here or whatever. I might have to do a little cutting and folding to get them to fit just right in these little plastic containers. But they do fit nice. They have really nice, secure closures here, so they're not going to come off your luggage. And then I just remove them once we get in the cabin and store them in the suitcase. So love these. These are definite must-have. So this is that same bag that I had originally shown years ago. It's like 10 years ago now. This is like my kind of drugstore SOS bag. Goes on every trip with us. You can see how small it is. It's literally like about the size of my hand. You could also put these items in one of those clear bags. It would work great for that. But this just has everything you might need just in case when you're on a cruise, because again, you could probably purchase it on cruise. However, keep in mind, the shops are closed if you are in port. So if you might need something and you're in port and you can't buy it at the shop, you have to wait, because that happened to me once. I needed something and I had to wait till we got out to sea that evening to purchase something I had forgotten or needed. So this just has like Tide to Go pen, eye drops. One of my favorite things I travel with is this little Band-Aid friction block. So if your shoes are rubbing you, Band-Aids. I have like Advil cold and sinus. I have Pepto, Imodium, anything when you have tummy aches, headaches, any kind of aches. You want to bring that yourself, because again, you could probably buy it on the ship, but maybe not when you need to buy it, and it might be more expensive. They might not have exactly what you're looking for. So I always just bring things like this in this little bag. I actually have a cruise packing list that I will link for you below. It is a PDF. You can download it, check everything off. This list has helped us for years to not forget anything, all those little must-have items. And this is specifically for a 7-day cruise. I also have a blank packing list, so you can kind of adjust it to your trip. And then I have an Alaska packing list and a pre-trip to do. Again, all that will be linked in the description box below. So this is also that same bag that I had shown years ago, and I will just run through a couple things that's in here because these are must-have items still on my list. I'll show you a few new ones here in a minute. So they are just in this bag. This is an old Vera Bradley bag, but we often, if we're going on shorter trips, we will just take out a few things and put in a smaller clear bag. But I was getting these out to show you, and I thought, well, most of them, what I use are right here. Now I know a lot of people like magnetic hooks. They often travel with us on a cruise, but I have to say we've only used them like once. They are not a must-have for us, but I know so many of you love them. By the way, let me know what your guys' must-haves are for a cruise in the comments, and if you guys use these magnetic hooks. So you can get these in multiple different sizes and weights. People use them to hang up like lanyards and caps. I do have an older video showing how we keep our cruise cabin organized, so that's maybe why we don't feel the need for some of this, and it's always just the two of us in the cabin. However, one of the #1 must-haves is bathroom spray. I always have this poopery with me. I always have a small thing of Lysol. Cruise cabins are small. You don't want stinky bathrooms, stinky cabins. Something that we have been taking for quite a few years, and we saw a fellow passenger using this, is what made us put it in our must-haves. This is a small roll of duct tape. I think this is the Gorilla brand, so you can get it like in a small little roll here, and we just keep it in this plastic bag. But I saw this poor guy getting off a ship one time, and he had his luggage wheel duct taped because something happened probably when they were putting it on the ship, and I thought, you know what, that might come in handy. I have bought the fancy little clips before, but I'm telling you, I always go back to these. A lot of them are much bigger and I find them kind of irritating. I thought about buying the bands that go around the chairs. Let me know if you guys have used those, but I don't know, there's just something about these I love because they're multi-purpose. We use them to clamp your towel on the back of your chair because it's always windy on deck. We've used them to keep a curtain closed. All kind of uses I feel like for these clips, and this pack in particular that I have linked in my Amazon has different sizes. Again, you can get fancier ones, bigger ones, but I've just found over the years these really work great, and they're great in hotel rooms too. So I have mentioned these little motion sensor lights in other must-have travel videos, and this is something we have really enjoyed on a cruise because a lot of you know it's dark, you don't want to necessarily turn on the light. So if you have this motion light, we're using these in hotels too, they work great. You just put batteries in them, leave them on the counter or where have you in the bathroom. They come on and then they go off. So you don't have to worry about turning on the bright light. We also keep a little flashlight with us. That was one of my must-haves in the prior video, just in case you need it for an emergency or again, one of those walking to and from the bathroom in the middle of the night. Those work great. A lot of people I know use their phone, but we usually don't have our phone right by our bed when we're sleeping. You're like my husband, he has to know what time it is all the time. Again, those of you that sleep with your phone by your bed, you can just lean over and look at it, and sometimes we do that, but he still prefers a little travel clock. Now, the one I've linked for years is an updated version of this. It's a little more sleek, but this is still really tiny. You can tell, you just put batteries in it. He loves this. Still, one of our favorites are these travel laundry bags. If they have the same ones, I will link the exact same ones, or I will find something similar. We just find when you're on like a week-long cruise or more, you need something more than just the small bags provided in the closet. Sure, you could have your laundry sent out, but I don't really feel the need to do that. So we just put everything, we have one of each. If we're going on a short trip, we'll just bring one and both put dirty clothes in there. But these are just absolute travel must-haves, and definitely love them on a cruise. I've definitely mentioned these in previous travel must-haves. These are the little travel valets. And when I had mentioned them before, I specifically said we like them on cruises because I will show you, just snap them here. This particular set came in a set of 2. I will link something similar if they don't have the exact one, but most of the time you can get them in a set of 2. One's a little bit smaller, one's bigger. So these just house like your watch, your wallet, your sunglasses, jewelry, anything you might want. You can put it on the bedside table in a hotel, in a cruise. You could put it in a drawer if you wanted. And what I do often, if the safe is big enough, most of the time it is, I will just take this whole thing where I've taken off my jewelry the night before and maybe medication or something else is in there, and I will just put this right in the safe because I'm not going to wear anything maybe that morning if we're just laying by the pool and it's in the safe. I can grab it that evening before dinner and everything's just in one place. I do have travel jewelry organizers. That is in part of my travel must-haves in other videos. I had mentioned a travel cup in that previous video, and I was kind of like back and forth with whether I felt like I needed it. I really didn't at the time, but I have to say I've been attached to my travel cup for many years. I actually have a new one. I used to have a Yeti, and then this is my new one, and it definitely goes with me everywhere. And why I like this one better, it's more leak proof than the Yeti. This one is the Hydro Jug, and the straw goes up or down. I really like that about it, so you can easily carry it around. I never thought I'd be someone who liked the whole handle jug drinking thing, you know, and it kind of looks annoying, honestly, when you see everybody with them. But I have to say, I've really enjoyed having the handle. I like this one because it has a rubberized bottom too, so you're not like clanking it down every time you sit it down like the Yeti. So this is definitely to replace the Yeti for me. And I found it keeps my drinks cooler sitting out on the deck, so that's why I really like it. And probably my number one thing I have to have, my husband and I both are warm sleepers. We have to have a travel fan. This one is pretty small, as you can see. This is the one we've had for years. It's held up great. This just folds up and then we wrap the cord around it. So this one is corded. I have shared a battery one before. However, I don't think I love that as much, but I really like this one. It has good white noise too. So if you like that while sleeping, because I don't know about you, because certain nights the cruise cabin just seems to get warm. It never fails, almost on every trip. And I've heard others say this too, so it's not just us. There'll be like one night where it just feels like ultra stuffy. So it has like a higher or lower. So it has 2 settings. Again, perfect amount of air movement, cool, and the white noise. Now, I have recently seen some magnetic fans. Let me know if you guys have tried those. I thought about ordering one just to try them out. You know, cruise ship cabins are magnetic. That's why I shared the hooks earlier. And so you literally could just adhere it to the cruise ship cabin wall, and it's a magnetic fan. You could have it like wherever you want it on you, because fans have definitely become a must-have with most people I've heard. It's just stuffy. A lot of us do sleep warm, and it's just stuffy sometimes if the air's not working at 100%. And again, depends where you're going, the time of year, but a fan is definitely my number one must-have. I do have a little travel fan too. Again, I've had these in different videos you've seen me talk about. They come in handy for like maybe you're on an excursion that's extra warm, or just sitting out by the pool or something. Maybe you're somebody who just gets warm, sitting on a tarmac, you know, in an airplane. These really come in handy, so this may be something you're looking to take too. We also always travel with a variety of Ziploc bags. It just seems like we always need them for some a reason or another, whether you need to put a wet swimsuit or dirty shoes or maybe put some snacks in. I don't know. It just seems like that's always something we just keep in our suitcase all the time. I will link all the videos I spoke about and all my other packing videos that you might want to check out below. I will also pin them to the first comment so you can easily find them if you're on your phone. Thanks so much for watching and happy cruising. Bye.